In the year 2000, SM Entertainment's pioneering girl group S.e.s. released their fourth Korean album, A Letter from Greenland. The album had as one of its singles the track Show Me Your Love. Show Me Your Love is known as a cover in Korean of the debut song of R&B Japanese singer Mija, released in '98. The S.e.s. rendition was only promoted in 2001, but it's possible that they had already recorded it before the original was even released. The group originally recorded the song in Japanese while working on their debut album in Japan, which they prepared from '98 to '99. But because they were promoted as innocent girls during their first years together, their agency could have felt that it was too early for them to sing such a mature song, so Mija used it as her debut song first. The Japanese interpretation by S.e.s. never came out, but a snippet of its recording was heard during a broadcast.
네, 소양이 일본어를 잘하지요?
예. 아주 너희들은 일반 사람들은 일본 가수가 부르는 것 같아요. 그죠? 네.
자, 우리나라 국민 선양이라고도 할 수 있습니다.
After taking over Asia, the biggest star of the continent planned to conquer the US market. In 2009, BoA released her self-titled English album and became the first Korean act to enter the US Billboard Hot 200. Despite marking yet another triumph in her career, things didn't go exactly as planned. The first single of the album, Eat You Up, was supposed to gain a remix featuring one of the biggest hitmakers at the time, the North American rapper Flo Rida. But the collab was leaked to the internet at the end of 2008 and was ultimately held back. The remix gained a new instrumental, and BoA recorded new vocals for it, so it was probably supposed to get a big rollout.
Yeah, one time it's your boy DJ Monte, right? I'm hooked up with my girl BoA, Flo Rida. We finna do this for all my ladies. Let's get it. All my single ladies, now get your hands up. All my single ladies, now get your hands up. All my single ladies, now get your hands up. All my single ladies, now get your hands up. Come on, Shawty got her eyes on me, but feeling my swagger, full attention. I got it. She think I'm a doggy bag, all over me like grub. Plenty food for thought, it's like dinner between us. Wanna taste of the boss, hey, lil' mama, it's all love. So I could be your man, you invite some of your friends too. I'm ready to get loose, no chasing my Grey Goose. Just what I relate to, straight up out the gate, boo. Icing on the cake, girl.
When I first saw you, I knew nothing's like it used to be.
The legendary soloist and member of Brown Eyed Girls, Ga-in, remains an unforgettable figure despite being on hiatus for years now. She decided to step down from the spotlight after facing a series of scandals that affected her mental health, ultimately causing her to go almost completely radio silent around 2020. 4 years before that, though, she released the EP End Again. Containing 5 songs in total, End Again was released in September of 2016 as the first part of what would become her first full-length solo album. The second part of the EP is titled Begin Again. It was scheduled to come out later that same year. Together, the two would form a complete body of work, but because the singer was already in a difficult mental state, she wasn't able to release the second part. 2016 went by, and there were no updates on when the album would be released. In 2019, Ga-in was a part of Brown Eyed Girls' return, which is still her most recent activity in the music industry. It has now been almost an entire decade since she first started this project, so the chances of it ever being completed are very uncertain. But what really matters is that she seems to be slowly getting back on her feet. Earlier this year, Ga-in gave an interview to 2AM's Seunghan, where she revealed that she is currently preparing a solo album. In 2015, Girls' Generation made their comeback with the song Lionheart. Lionheart gained a beautiful music video full of lovely colors, carrying a retro concept. But there's a theory among fans that this version we know today is not the original. Some believe that somewhere in SM's database, there's a whole MV for Lionheart that looks completely different from the one that was released. That's because in June of 2015, SM released a teaser revealing snippets of 3 upcoming videos of Girls' Generation: Party, You Think, and Lionheart. The first teaser for Lionheart shows the girls on a black and gold set, strong makeup, and sparkly mini dresses. A complete 180 from the vintage looks and saturated color palette we saw when the video came out. In case the theory is telling the truth, and this was really a separate MV that for some reason ended up being scrapped, it wasn't completely wasted. At the beginning of the official Lionheart video, a clip from the supposed unreleased version appears on the television the girls were watching. It's very possible that the scene was simply a dance shot that didn't make the final cut, perhaps because it didn't fit the overall aesthetic. It could have also been recorded specifically for the television scene, but due to the visual contrast, some fans speculate that it may have been part of a separate video, which if exists, we will most likely never get to watch.
Tell me why 맘이 많이 자꾸 흔들리니.
At the start of May in 2017, the agency of the Queens of Summer, Sistar, announced that the group was at the final stages of preparation for a comeback. The comeback would have as its title track a song titled Beautiful Monster. Beautiful Monster was produced by Black-Eyed Peas and was supposed to come out on May 31st, but they decided to switch the song and release the ballad Lonely instead. Turns out Lonely was Sistar's disbandment single. The group halted their activities in June, and then it would take many years for us to see them on stage again. Years had gone by and most fans didn't even remember that one day Sistar had an unreleased track named Beautiful Monster. But that was until June of 2022, when the label High Up Entertainment revealed the title of the next single of their group, Stacy, which was produced by Jonghoon and Black-Eyed Peas. Because they shared the same title and producers, it was discovered that Beautiful Monster crossed generations. Originally made for one of the top names in K-pop during the past decade, but only introduced to the world by a fourth-generation act. We don't know exactly how Beautiful Monster would sound like in the voices of Sistar. On a video where they talk about the creation process, one of its producers said that they increased the key of the song for Stacy, which according to member Sumin, fitted their style better.
이번에 진짜 너무 고생하면서 우리가 너무 한 것 같아요. 키도 바꾸고.
네. 근데 키 높인 게 확실히 저희 색깔이 더 잘 사는 느낌.
In 2017, Berrygood recorded a music video for their song, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. A teaser video was released showing the member Taeha skiing. The teaser pleasantly impressed fans and created more anticipation towards the official release. But unfortunately, the video had to be completely scrapped. Due to its title, it is believed that the video made reference to the Disney classic Cinderella, which led to a copyright strike from Disney. The girls were then given only a short period of time and a low budget to record a new one. The video came out 3 days after the teaser and received some backlash for its quality, but many people also understood that the situation had slipped out of the groups and their agency's control. In 2021, SM Entertainment was set to debut the third subunit of NCT's wayv. The team was named after the two members who formed the unit, Lucas and Hendery. Their debut was scheduled to happen on August 25th of 2021, with the track Jalapeno. But on the day the release was supposed to happen, Lucas had to release a public apology instead. Everything was prepared for the duo's debut, but just 2 days prior, he got involved in a scandal that harmed his reputation forever. Lucas was accused of having an abusive behavior towards his past girlfriends. He apologized, entered a hiatus, and the debut of his unit with Hendery was postponed indefinitely. In May of 2023, he officially left wayv and NCT, and all that there was left of Lucas and Hendery was their MV teaser and concept photos. Well, at least officially. In January of 2022, the dance performance of Jalapeno was leaked on Weibo, in very low quality, but fans were still able to get a taste of what the project was going to be like, although most of them would probably have preferred for it to stay hidden. formed through Mnet's survival show Produce X 101. X1 was a project boy group under Swing Entertainment and Stone Music Entertainment. The group was promised to be active for 5 years on a special contract. They debuted in August of 2019 and already had a comeback scheduled for the Korean winter in December. X1 prepared a whole album and comeback, but in November, all of their activities were temporarily halted due to the scandal over Mnet's vote manipulation in the Produce series. The controversy was so big that the CEO of CJENM, the parent company of Swing Entertainment and Stone Music, held a press conference to make a formal apology. There, he calmed fans by saying that they were working on plans for the activities of X1 and IZ*ONE, the winners of Produce 48, to be resumed. On the 6th day of 2020, however, it was decided that X1 would disband, after a meeting in which the agencies involved with the group and its members voted on whether the group should continue. This would only happen if all of them unanimously agreed, which did not occur. Unlike X1, IZ*ONE remained active. All of the project groups under the Produce franchise had a goodbye concert, or at least a final stage when it was time for them to disband. But X1 was pretty much swept under the rug. Their fans tried to fight against the unfair treatment the boys received, but nothing came of it. X1 won rookie awards that they were not able to receive. Their tour scheduled for April was cancelled, and all of the content they had prepared was never released. The boys filmed a show in Thailand, new episodes of their reality series, special birthday videos for members, and even a commercial for Subway, among several other pieces of content, all of which were shelved. Of course, what still sparks the most curiosity among fans is the comeback and album that had already been finished. The tracklist hadn't even been revealed when the scandal broke, so to this day, the X1 winter album remains a mystery. Years after the whole story, the member of Pentagon, Hui, revealed that he wrote a song for X1 that was never released, titled White Butterfly. He didn't share any further details about the song, but fans wondered if it was made for the infamous album that never came out. White Butterfly was given to singer XngHan&Xoul.
I'll be there for you. 힘든 날을 너가 비춰줄 때새 나비가 되어놓아.
To create more hype for the debut of their newest male group, Riize, SM Entertainment released a performance video and dance practice of their upcoming track, Siren. The videos were released in August of 2023, but they were only a minute in length. The full version of Siren would come out after their debut, which happened in September. However, in November, personal photos and videos of member Seunghan were leaked online and caused an immense uproar among a part of the public. He spent almost an entire year on hiatus before returning to the group in October of 2024, only to be kicked out just 2 days later. But before that decision was made, Siren was officially released in April, with no signs of Seunghan. Although he was still technically in the group, he was completely removed from the song. Before ending this video, I want to say that almost all the topics I covered were recommended by viewers, so thank you for all the help and support. If you'd like to see more of this series in the future, don't forget to leave a like and hype the video. Thanks for watching.